What's up, boys? Look at this insane scenery. Okay, today I'm gonna tell y'all about how I got out of a massive rut doing self-improvement. Let me put my camera down. Train your attention span. Do not click off this video. Let me set my camera down. Okay, so not too long ago, about 2-3 weeks ago, I lost my consistency. I stopped ticking the boxes in my habit tracker. I stopped meditating, I stopped journaling, I started skipping my workouts, I started eating junk food, I was splurging my money on random things I didn't need, drinking soda, drinking sweet drinks, and eating McDonald's every single day. And I felt like shit, genuine shit. I was scrolling on TikTok and Instagram at least 4 hours a day. That is mad crazy. And my sleep schedule was so fucked that I would sleep at 6 AM and wake up at 3 PM. I know this might be the daily routine for some of you guys out there, but this is not the life that I wanted to live. I felt really guilty. I felt really ashamed that I am someone who preaches self-improvement to those around me. If you know me, you know I am that guy that preaches to others that, you know, you should meditate, you should journal, you should have a habit tracker, you should work out consistently, you should keep a clean diet. And for me to fall so far behind on my own self-improvement, it felt like shit. It felt like complete and utter shit. It's like taking the pride out of a man, throwing it on the floor, stepping on it, and tossing it in the rubbish bin. That's a horrible analogy, but whatever. So I was in a massive rut, and I felt really stuck because I was in there for a solid half a year, 3/4 of a year. Those of you who hasn't clicked off yet, I assume that you have an okay attention span. I assume that you actually want my advice. So here's how I got out of the massive rut. So I was at my friend's house studying math for O-levels, and she had a fat stack of weekly planners. I just asked her, yo, can I have a piece of that? So she gave me 2 pieces. Because I thought in my mind like, okay, if I have this and I tape it up on my wall, I might finally get something done. Because I have procrastinated on so many things. I haven't cleaned my room in months. My room is an absolute mess. I have not cleaned it up, I have not arranged it properly. I have shit everywhere, I have clothes on the floor, I have loose pieces of paper under the bed, on the floor, in the cupboard, on my bed. I have a water bottle that I haven't washed it for months, and I have laundry that I needed to wash, but I was just procrastinating it and pushing it back. And at the same time, I also haven't recorded the first video that I wanted to record, which I have procrastinated for an entire year. So then I wrote down on the weekly planner a few things, right? I wrote down a few things that I wanted to do, that I've been procrastinating on, but I knew I needed to do. So one of those things, I wrote I had to rearrange my cupboard because it was full of shit. I had paper, I had worksheet and homework that I haven't done from years ago. I have trash, I have plastic bags, just weird shit everywhere. So I wrote down I had to rearrange my cupboard. I had to fold my clothes, right? Because my clothes are all just disorderly thrown into the cupboard. It is the messiest shit ever. If I were to just take a picture of it and show you, you would think that it was the cupboard of a caveman. So I wrote down rearrange my cupboard, and on another segment of that weekly planner, I wrote down clean my room, which is to rearrange my bed, under my bed, the things that I put beside my bed, because I had shit everywhere, right? The entire room is a mess. And I also wrote down wash the water bottle that I needed to wash. And I'm not gonna bring around a water bottle that has bloody mold or like fungus growing inside. I'm not gonna use that water bottle, right? So I needed to wash it. So I wrote that down. And then at the same time, I also wrote down create a habit tracker, because I didn't have a proper habit tracker yet. Even though I had habit trackers on small notebooks that I just leave everywhere and it's not organized at all. And I take the habits for a few days and then I just completely forget about it and toss that notebook some random place in my room. So I wrote down all these different things. I wrote down the tiniest tasks that I needed to do, and I slowly wrote down the more grand, more important things I needed to do. Like recording the video, right? Because recording the video is an extremely scary thing to do. Even right now as I'm talking to the camera, you might think that, okay, I'm talking to the camera fine, but actually I'm nervous as fuck. I'm anxious as fuck. I am so afraid that I will mess up in front of the camera and I will get made fun for it. So it's an extremely scary thing to do. But anyways, the most crucial thing that I did was to make my bed. Because I've been inconsistent for so long, I've been slacking for so long. In video game terms, I dropped from level 50 to level 1, right? My self-improvement level dropped to level 1. So what do you do when you're at level 1? You don't immediately think about fighting the final boss, right? You kill the level 1 mobs. You kill the level 1 minions so that you get XP and you slowly level up. And that's how it works in real life as well. When you are in a place where you just don't do the self-improvement habits, you have to drop yourself down to level 1 and do the level 1 missions. To level up to level 2, level up to level 3, level 4, level 5, and so on. So I did my bed. And after I did my bed, I ticked the box that was on the weekly planner, right? Remember, I taped it on my wall, right, at eye level, so I could see it no matter where in the room I am. So it's like a constant reminder, do the tasks that I wrote down, right? And every single time I ticked the tiniest task, like making my bed and washing a water bottle. Whenever I ticked those tiny boxes, it slowly rewires your self-image. It slowly changes your self-concept, the way you see yourself, right? From I am someone who procrastinates on things to I am someone who does things that I don't feel like doing. Because you never feel like doing the things that you have been procrastinated on. If you procrastinated on something, chances are you don't feel like doing it. And this is not something that you consciously think of, right? Most of the time you don't think consciously in your head that, okay, I don't feel like doing this thing, so I'm not gonna do it. It's subconscious, bro. When I got the thought that I needed to make my bed, when I get the thought that I needed to wash my bottle, my brain just goes, oh, I don't feel like it, I'm not gonna do it. Like subconsciously, it's automatic, bro. And then your brain tells you, oh, I feel like scrolling on my phone. And that's what you do, you scroll on your phone. It's subconscious. So what you need to do is literally rewire your self-image. And doing the tiny tasks for me was so effective at doing that. I made my bed, that's like plus 5 XP. I went to level and I leveled up to level 2, right? And then I washed the water bottle that I've been procrastinating on for months, and I plus 5 XP again. And then I rearranged my, like a tiny corner in my cupboard, right? Like the cupboard, the lowest corner. I just rearranged that tiny corner. And that's plus 5 more XP. And then boom, I go to level 3. And then when I'm level 3, okay, I will rearrange the other part of the cupboard, the bigger segment of the cupboard, right? I will fold my clothes. And then the more boxes that I tick, the more XP I gain, the higher the level I went to. So then I did the harder and the harder tasks. I rearranged my entire room. I cleaned every single trash that I stacked underneath my bed. I practically cleaned my entire bloody room. There was like 4 trash bags worth of trash that I needed to throw away. And you can imagine how tedious it was, right? It took me hours to do that. But because I ticked the tiny boxes of washing a water bottle and making my bed, because I slowly leveled up, I eventually went to the level where my self-concept is, okay, I wrote down a task, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna tick the box. Because every single time you tick the box, you get dopamine. Every single time you click the box, you feel good about yourself. Because think about it, you made a promise to yourself that you're gonna do something good, and you actually went to did it, right? You didn't feel like cleaning your entire bloody room, but you cleaned it. You're gonna be proud of yourself. You're gonna feel good, right? You're gonna want to do that more. Every single time you write down something on that weekly planner, and then every single time you're at home, you turn around, you look at the wall, and you see that piece of paper staring into your soul, trust me, you are going to want to do the tasks. You are going to want to do what you wrote down. So after I cleaned my entire room, I wrote down more things, right? I'm going to do an entire math paper. I am going to revise for history. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I'm going to stretch after wrestling practice. I'm going to record videos. And because you ticked all those tiny boxes, okay, I might be repeating this a lot in this video, but because it's important, right? I am repeating this because it's important. The only reason I could do these big tasks that feel so uncomfortable that I do not feel like doing whatsoever. Like for example, stretching after wrestling. After wrestling, you're already tired as fuck. You already wanna die. You wanna just you just wanna fall on the ground and sleep, right? Your entire body hurts. You're not gonna want to stay back to stretch. You're not gonna want to stay back just to do some exercises that helps with your mobility and your flexibility. You're not gonna wanna do that, right? But because I leveled up by ticking the tiniest boxes, I rewired my self-concept to, okay, I am someone who does things that I don't feel like doing. Hence, I did it. Do you know how much resistance it is for me to film a video? I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not gonna lie to you at all. right? I'm not gonna put up that front that, okay, I'm just naturally good at speaking to a camera. I'm not, okay? Like this video that I'm recording, it took me like 1 or 2 hours just to fail over and over and over and over, to mess up my lines over and over and over and over, to think about what I want to talk about, right? I spent like at least 1.5 hours on this rooftop just thinking about what lessons I want to teach today, what story I want to share today. And so after I reached a certain level, after I gained a certain amount of experience ticking boxes on my weekly planner, after I've rewired my self-image to a certain extent, guess what I did? Instead of just a weekly planner, I took another piece of paper, I wrote down meditation, gratitude journaling, exercising, stretching, and studying. And then I put columns and rows, and I wrote down dates. It's a habit tracker. Every single time I do the habits, I put a tick. Like for example, I meditated today, so I will tick it. If I don't meditate today, I'm not gonna tick it. And because I have developed the habit of seeing things on my wall, and because I developed the habit of seeing a task on my wall from the weekly planner, because I developed the habit, every single time I see my habit tracker, it reminds my brain, okay, task on wall equals need to do. You know what, fuck that. Task on wall equals want to do. Because every single time I do something that I don't feel like doing, I feel fucking good, bro. Like, I'm not even kidding you. I don't know if you can relate to this, but when you do something that you've been procrastinating for so long, or when you wake up in the morning and you don't feel like studying, you don't feel like doing what you need to do, but you end up studying or you end up doing that thing that you don't want to do, you just feel so good. You wake up in the morning, you're lazy, you don't want to do anything, but then you go for a morning run, bro, you feel so good after that. So let's recap. Number 1, you need to slowly gain the tiniest amount of XP from doing the smallest task ever. Just get a piece of paper, paste it on your wall, write down tasks that you want to do, put a checkbox next to it, and don't be ambitious with this. Write down the easiest task ever, because chances are you're at level 1. And if you have a big ass ego that, okay, I'm gonna go on a 5 a.m. run, okay, I'm gonna go for a 2-hour workout, shut up, bro. Shut up. You're not at that level, bro. I've been on self-improvement for 2 years and I have to start from making my own bed. You're not him, bro. You're not him, bro. Just take my advice. Write down the smallest things. Right, I can give you a few examples. Making your bed, that's number 1, right? Or maybe doing some dishes. Maybe sweeping the floor, mopping the floor. All these tiniest tasks gives you the biggest leverage. Gives you the biggest leverage for getting out of your rut. And after doing that, and after taking off tasks from my weekly planner and taking off habits on my habit tracker, I wrote down goals and quotes on another piece of paper that I stuck to my wall. So now, no matter when, as long as I am in my room, I can see the goals I want to achieve, I can see the tasks that I want to do, and I can see my habit tracker. I can see the habits that I want to keep track of. I can see the habits that I want to be consistent in. That serves as a constant reminder to rewire your bloody brain, right? Your brain gets rewired. Think about it. If 24/7 all you see is what you need to do, what you want to do, and your goal, what's going to happen? Your subconscious is going to make you do it. The reason why you're inconsistent is because your brain doesn't constantly remind you to do it. It's because all your brain thinks about is scrolling on TikTok. All your brain thinks about is playing fucking Valorant with your loser friends. And if you feel insulted, if your feelings are hurt that I'm insulting you for being a loser playing bloody Valorant and scrolling on TikTok, bro, if your feelings are hurt, bro, get off my channel, bro. This channel is not for you. The reason you click on my videos is because you want some tough love. You want someone to speak the truth to you. If you want someone to make you feel good, sugarcoat things for you, like, oh, you're doing great, don't be so hard on yourself, fuck off, don't click on my videos, please. I don't want you watching my videos. You are not my target audience. Honestly, click off my video. You're not even my target audience. But if you listen to whatever I said just now, and even if you feel insulted, but if you heard what I said just now, and you think to yourself that, okay, I'm going to take this guy's advice, right? I want to change my life. I want to improve my life. I'm going to do whatever this guy tells me to do. I'm going to give this a shot because I want a better future for myself. If that's you, bro, hats off to you, bro. Mad respect. Honestly, mad respect. So to sum things up, here's what you need to do today. If you don't do this today, you are a loser, you are a pussy, you are a bitch. Okay? I guarantee 99% of you watching this video is not going to do what I'm going to tell you to do. But those 1% who take action today, I love you, bro. Trust me. You're going to make it, bro. Because why? You are that 1%. You are the top 1% who takes action. You are the top 1% who takes constructive advice. You are that 1% who actually takes action. You're gonna make it, bro. Trust me. Trust me when I say this. You are going to make it. But I bet you're not gonna do this. Take a piece of paper, write down tasks that you want to get done. Tape it up on your wall at eye level in your room. Don't tape it behind your bed where you can't really see when you're lying down. Don't tape it somewhere that you can't really see it. Tape it somewhere where it's obvious. No matter which part of the room you're at, you can see it. As long as you're in your room, you can see this piece of paper. And I want you to get another piece of paper, make a habit tracker with that piece of paper. If you don't know how to make a habit tracker, I will put a picture over here so that you can refer to it. If you don't know what a weekly planner should look like, I'll put another picture over here so you can refer to it. And get another piece of paper. This one, I want you to put it a little bit higher than the other two papers. I want you to write with a marker. If you don't have a marker, write in a pen or a pencil, but make the text thick. Make the letters thick. Make it bolder. You want to write down the number one goal that you have. Okay, for example, for me, I want to get 500 subscribers by December. That is my goal, and I know I'm going to hit it. Why? Because it's written on my wall. I'm going to hit it. I know for a fact that whatever I write on my wall, I am going to achieve it. This is the mindset that I have, and this is the mindset that I want you guys to have as well. Because think about this. If you are someone who believes whatever is on your wall, you're going to achieve, you are going to be that person who ticks off your habit tracker. You are going to be that person that ticks off tasks that you need to do. You are going to be that person who keeps promises to himself. If I write down I'm going to do this, I am going to do this. I don't care what the chances are. I don't care if I'm afraid of speaking in front of a camera. I don't care. I genuinely do not care. I will achieve my goal. Okay, trust me when I say this. By December, I will have 500 subscribers. Okay, let's not get sidetracked. My YouTube goals are my YouTube goals. This video is about you. This video is about you. I want you to change your life. So, if by now you have not grabbed a piece of paper and a pen and write down whatever you needed to do, if by now you have not taken action, I want you to pick your right hand up, put it next to your face. I want you to slap yourself in the face because you are a bitch. Because you didn't take action, right? I want you to slap yourself in the face. And don't just tap your face like that. I want you to smack yourself across the bloody face. Because I want to drill it into your head to take bloody action. Take action. If you just watched this video and you didn't take any action, consider yourself a loser. Consider yourself someone that I do not respect at all. And that's coming from a 17-year-old. And if you have shit attention span and you forgot what the action steps are, take a few pieces of paper, make a weekly planner, make a habit tracker, and write down your goals. You can include some motivational quotes if you want, like do what you don't feel like doing, right? That's the quote that I live by, at least right now. If you're watching this video, chances are you are interested in self-improvement. Chances are you want to build good habits. Chances are you want to quit bad habits. And I understand that a lot of the times it can feel like an upstream battle because it just feels so unnatural, right? When we want to implement good habits, when we want to quit bad habits, it feels like you are swimming upstream. It feels like you are fighting against an invisible force that's pushing you backwards, right? A lot of the time it feels like that. It's just so hard to be consistent. And then because you struggle with being consistent, because you aren't ticking the boxes in your habit tracker, it feels like shit, right? You feel guilty, like I'm supposed to be studying but I end up not studying. I end up scrolling on my phone. Oh, I just wasted another day watching porn, playing video games. And it feels like shit, right? You go to bed, you feel guilty, you blame yourself, and there's a degree of self-hatred with doing those kind of things. If it feels like you're playing self-improvement on hard mode, if it feels super difficult, I can tell you, I have been in the exact same shoes as you. If you have watched my videos, you may know my backstory. You may know that, I used to be insanely inconsistent with my habits as well. And I got out of the rut. So if you want one-to-one coaching, if you want advice from someone who has already went over the hurdles that you are facing right now, click on the subscribe button or click the link in the description to DM me on Instagram. I will give you one-to-one coaching. If you don't want to continue feeling guilty, if you don't want to continue hating yourself for not being consistent, for doing all the bad habits like scrolling on your phone, if you don't want to continue blaming yourself for it, if you actually want to see some progress, if you finally want to see actual progress, tangible progress, click on the link, bro. Drop me a DM. I love you guys.